The announcement is out, and it's a big one. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in this video, so let's get right into it. All right, yet again, we have another very busy day upon us, so let's jump right into this. First off, let's quickly talk about a new announcement out of the president a little bit earlier today. President Biden was out announcing that we're going to be sending another $1.2 billion worth of equipment over to Ukraine. Now, this brings the total tally up to $56 billion that the United States has supplied Ukraine with cash and equipment. Just in case you were wondering, I like to keep a tally on this just so that we understand where we currently are, and who knows where this final tally is going to end up at some point. Now, a lot of people out there right now are also saying the same thing, which is, it's really nice to help out other countries, but at the same time, what about the American people, right? So anyway, that's what people are saying right now with this latest announcement once again. Now, let's quickly talk about another report that was released today as well, and this is the retail sales number. Now, what does this number actually represent, and why do we want to watch this? Because this gives us a broad perspective as far as what is going on all around the country with the American people, the consumers, and what is really going on with the economy. And again, like I've said so many times here in previous videos, everything is highly correlated. You got to watch all this stuff very closely because some of these reports give us key indicators into what may be coming. Therefore, this retail sales number was out, and it shows that last month that retail sales and retail spending was down 0.3%, down to $672.9 billion last month. So, still a lot of money, right? Almost $700 billion is what the American people spent last month alone. But either way, it's still down 0.3%. That's not necessarily a good sign. What it's showing is that people are starting to contract. People are not going out spending as much money on things in stores and restaurants and all kinds of things like this, simply because there's probably not a whole lot of money to spend right now. So as a result of that, people are kind of pulling back a little bit right now, and that's kind of to be expected with everything going on right now. We're probably going to continue to see this number contract as the months go further up ahead. So again, I like to keep an eye on this report, just like so many other reports out there, because it's all highly correlated, and it gives us a little bit better perspective on what is really going on using a really broad brush to kind of look at the entire economy, the entire United States, and how are consumers doing right now? Us, the American people. Well, I mean, seriously, do we really need another report to tell us how we're doing right now? I mean, seriously, we've been talking about this for a very long time. I think we all know how we're doing, right? Send us the cash, right? So anyway, I'll keep you posted as I get more details on any of these reports going forward. Next, another report that came out, and this is another one of these that comes out on a monthly basis. This is showing foreclosures and filings for foreclosures and delinquencies. Again, another interesting report that we need to watch closely, because if we start to see an uptick in delinquencies and late payments and foreclosures and all kinds of things like this, what does that tell us? Well, simply tells us that once again, people don't have the money to pay the mortgage right now. Unfortunately, it's a really sad situation, and all of a sudden their homes are being, foreclosed upon. Sad situation. Anyway, this report is showing that last month alone, over last year at the same amount of time, foreclosures are up 185% to just under 31,000 foreclosures were posted last month. Again, really sad. Nobody should have to lose their home that way. God, that's a really sad situation, right? So anyway, I like to keep an eye on all these reports because it gives us a better glimpse into what is really going on right now. And just another report that's out there right now that I like to keep you posted on. Next, let's quickly talk about the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve was out today wrapping up their two-day meeting and giving us an idea of what's going on with interest rates. Well, it's a big one. Here's what they decided. They are raising interest rates by 75 basis points, or 0.75% right now. This is the biggest raise that they've had since 1994. The good old 90s, right? Who remembers the 90s? Zuba pants and all, right? Was that even the 90s? I'm not really sure, but all I know is that I had a lot of Zuba pants, right? Oh man, that's funny. I wonder if I still have those around. Anyway, I highly doubt that I have them. Maybe my mom has some, but that'd be super funny, right? But anyway, the good old 90s. But anyway, this is the last time that they had a raise of this intensity at this much, 75 basis points, or 0.75 or 1%, was way back in 1994. So the fact of the matter is, the Federal Reserve is putting the pedal to the metal right now. They're stepping on the gas, and the whole idea behind this is to raise interest rates and ultimately kind of tamp down some of this inflation going forward. And when the chairman of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, was out in his press briefing, when he comes out and talks, again, he indicated they may be open to another 75 basis point hike again in July when they come back to meet in 6 weeks from now. So, wow. I mean, seriously, they're jacking up rates fast here, and the whole idea behind this is to get ahead of inflation, to lower this inflation, and hopefully kind of bring prices down. Unfortunately, at the same time, yes, they're bringing prices down, but for anybody that has any type of loans, a personal loan, an auto loan, a home equity line of credit, what else? Credit card balances, any of these short-term loans, things like this, any of these types of financial products, an adjustable rate mortgage, an ARM, any of these things like this, if you have any of these products that are not having a fixed rate, like a fixed rate 30-year mortgage, things like this, any of these types of products, unfortunately, well, these rates are going to be increased a lot going forward here. So again, it's costing more to borrow money. That's kind of the unfortunate part about this. So on one hand, yes, the efforts are to actually lower inflation, but at the end of the day, all they're doing is just making us pay more for any balances that we may be carrying. So anyway, just want to keep you posted on that. If you do have balances, again, I know that money is really, really tight right now for a lot of people. I totally understand that. But I just want to say this much. If you have any balances, if you have any extra money that you can put toward these balances to try to pay them down before the next potential 75 basis point rate hike comes in about 6 weeks from right now, it's just more money that you could possibly save here. I was actually having a conversation with my wife, Corey, earlier today about this, and I was saying, this is a really bad situation because the whole effort behind this is to actually lower inflation. But realistically, who is this hurting? It's hurting the low income, and it's hurting people that don't have much money. That's what this is doing. It's not hurting higher income people. Yes, they're still paying more, but at the end of the day, they can probably afford it. Who this is really hurting right now is the low income, fixed income, and realistically, people that don't have a lot of extra money right now and who have loans and outstanding balances on things. So anyway, not really a good thing, but apparently this is their effort to try to get ahead of all this inflation, and we'll see. But realistically, according to what everybody's saying right now, they're not moving aggressive enough. So this is probably just going to prolong the inevitable, which is higher inflation for longer. So anyway, again, I know that a lot of you here in the community, are struggling, are having a pretty hard time right now, but I want to do whatever I possibly can. Number one, to keep you updated. Number two, to be here by your side as your one and only daily advocate. And of course, number three, I do as much as I possibly can to give as much of you in this community as much as I can, which, by the way, I've been talking about this here over the last couple of days. We're buying a bunch of stuff here for a bunch of you in this community. In fact, a few more packages were delivered today, and I received some really, really nice emails. So again, thank you so much to those of you who sent the emails and who are receiving those, and be sure to stay tuned because I'm going to be drawing more people again. I literally want to do as many of these as I possibly can. So the other day I said this much, and again, maybe this applies to you, but literally I'm potentially thinking about hiring somebody to basically just fulfill orders for me, to basically buy those of you right here in the community stuff on Amazon and send it directly to your door. So it's something we started about a week ago. It's been pretty fun. It's been super successful here. We're helping out a lot of people in this community, and I want to keep rolling with this because it's a tough time. It's a really, really tough time right now, and I just want to help all of you in this community in any way that I possibly can. So that's been my commitment for a very long time now. I'm sticking to it, and I'm going to continue doing what I possibly can to help you out. So again, thanks so much for joining me in this video. Please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out some of the other thousands of videos right here on the channel. I hope you enjoyed this update. Like I say, I like to just keep you updated with what is going on right now. We need to keep an eye on all these reports. Because here's the thing. I know a lot of you in this community are wondering, when are we going to get another stimulus check? It's a really good question. I wish I had a definitive answer for you. However, a lot of these reports may give us a little glimpse into the future and possibly may indicate when additional relief or some type of money may be arriving, right? Otherwise, we're just kind of operating without any information, right? We're like flying the plane. We don't drive a plane. Flying the plane without any instruments or anything like that. We're just kind of flying out into the clouds. Where am I? You know what I mean? You need the instruments. In other words, we need the reports, we need the announcements, we need all of this stuff to give us better guidance as to where we currently are and hey, where's the landing strip, right? Where's the runway? You know, kind of the same thing. So anyway, that's why I bring this information to you. It's very important to watch this stuff. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Enjoy your day. Until next time, have a good one. Stay safe out there. And please remember, I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can. Leave your comments, your questions, and your feedback down below. And I'll catch you again later in the